We are gifted with the moon in Pisces for the entire weekend. So sit back, relax, go inward, dream. Our energy in the sky is some topics in mind for us to meditate on, to pray on, to contemplate, and it's definitely a beautiful time to connect with nature. Hi, I'm Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. Welcome to your weekend focus for May 13th and 14th, 2023, and thanks for being here. So let's explore the cosmic energies together to gain an understanding of how we can embrace and utilize it to move forward today and every day. And thank you. Thank you for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send me each and every day. Now, on Saturday, we have a 13 energy. The 13 is actually a lucky energy, but it doesn't seem that way when we are experiencing it. If anything, we think it's bad luck. But in retrospect, when we look backwards on this moment, on this day, we'll say, if that didn't happen, I never would have reached out in this way. I never would have stepped in that way. I never would have gained a knowledge on this path. So be open to what happens to you. Work with the energy instead of against it. 1 plus 3 is a 4. The 4 energy is home, security, safety, family. And if we look at the numerology of the day, it is a 5 plus 4 plus a 7, which is a 16 energy, which is awakenings. So once again, things can happen in our life that we may not feel like it's a good thing, but it truly is a good thing. It writes us on our path. It moves us in the direction we need to move. And it doesn't ever take away something that we needed on our path forward. So when we experience a 13 energy or a 16 energy, we feel maybe like we've lost something or we had to let go of something we didn't want to. Know that it is not serving your best purpose going forward. 1 plus 6 is a 7, standing in your truth, creating harmony, creating beauty, deepening relationships. And on Sunday, we have a 14 energy. The 14 energy is having more by having less. It's understanding the true balance within ourselves, not allowing extremes to happen in our life where we're too emotional over things or we're being too logical on things, but to bring it into a center focus of having both working together in harmony. And that could be work and career over our relationships, or our relationships over our individuality. It could be many things that we're trying to bring into balance. And it's a day to understand our true balance. Not works for the majority, not what works for many, but what works for you. In order for you to feel that balance and for you to feel that security. Now on Sunday, we have the 14 energy. 1 plus 4 is 5. Oh my gosh, how did I lose myself in that? Anyways, 1 plus 4 is 5. The 5 is busy energy. The 5 is creating happiness and joy and celebration in our life. It's about giggling. It's about laughing. It's about dancing. It's about tapping into your creativity and letting it flow. Your inner expression coming out. Numerology of the day is a 5 plus a 5 plus a 7, which is a 17, making the impossible possible. So this is a day where we can be enlightened in some way. We have a revelation. We have that aha moment for how to go forward in a way that's unique, original. It has our heart center attached to it, our unique personality attached to it. And we see the way forward. We understand perhaps what we need to rid ourselves of. Maybe the 16 energy or the 13 energy brings that into awareness for us today, for us to let it go, for us to move past it. And it could be healing as well. 1 plus 7 is an 8. That is abundance. Abundance in your pocket. That is a very strong money maker in our life. Absolutely. Bringing in the abundance in the form of finance. Now, it's also a time when we have to embrace our strength. We have to embrace our courage. We have to take a risk on ourselves. to believe in ourselves, to believe in our dreams, our desires, our passions, and allow it to overtake us to an extent that we actually try that path for ourselves, that we attempt going forward in that direction. Sun in Taurus, and as we arise on Saturday morning, we awake to the moon in Pisces, and Pisces will be with us for the duration of the weekend. Now, Venus and Saturn are trining in the sky, so we're a bit more logical when it comes to our relationships, our emotions, our feelings. And this is an energy that kind of encourages us to look inwardly and sort out our feelings. So we could also include our relationship to money during this retrospection. Absolutely. Love, like everything else, is something that we must work at. And so it's a time to look where we have been consistent in our love, reliable within our love, and within our close relationships. And we need to look at where we need to step up or perhaps away in order to strengthen ourselves within our relationships. On Sunday, Mercury will go direct, yay, at I think it's 5 degrees of Taurus. Now, know that when Mercury goes direct, this is wonderful news, right? But it takes time to get out of that energy. It takes time for Mercury to start to gain speed. So day by day, our words become stronger, our thoughts become clearer. But it takes time, and so don't be so quick to sign on that dotted line now that Mercury retrograde is over, because it is still a little bit more of a winding path before that actually takes place. So give it a couple days space, at least 12 hours, okay? And let's go to the cards. And our underlying energy is the King of Cups. This is about understanding, do we have a plan? Do we have a strategy? Are we looking at the little details as well as the big details? This is to me, like the stereotypical dad sitting at the kitchen table as you waltz through to go out the back door and, go and enjoy your night with friends. And dad stops and says, hey, how's it going? You got enough money? Who are you going out with tonight? Do they treat you well? How's the job going? They paying you good? They like what you do? Is there room for promotion? And so these are all questions that we need to redefine over and over again in our minds. It's not a one time we ask ourselves and then we go upon our merry way. But we should be taking time to look at these things in our life. Are we okay? Do we like our jobs? Do we like the people we work with? Do they respect us? Do they value our presence? Do they value our talents, our abilities, our unique self? Do we have enough money? Is there another way to maybe bring in another income or go after a promotion or something? What is needed in your life? What do you crave in your life? Our first card is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is really, she's our fantasy girl. Of course, she's in, when the moon is in Pisces for the weekend, she becomes our first card. Because it is about the fantasy. It is about the daydream. It is about looking at your best life ever and just imagining it with whistles and rainbows and unicorns and, just the fantasy of it all. And growing that fantasy, because out of that fantasy trickles some truth of what can be in our life. We have the Emperor. The Emperor is one that makes the plan. He forms the strategy. He invites in others who have knowledge that he doesn't possess. He asks them questions. He researches. And then it's up to him to make this plan, put it together, and set it into motion. And when he does, he doesn't hope and he doesn't wish that something is going to materialize, something is going to become tangible. He knows it will be a reality going forward. He just doesn't know how great it's going to be, as he imagined it or better. And those are really the only two choices when the Emperor or the Empress comes out, for that matter, but more so the Emperor. The Emperor is one of our highest diplomats in the deck. Also one of our highest intuitives in the deck, which means that we use our mind and our heart in connection and conjunction with each other I should say. Cementing them together to work as one rather than implying too much emotion or too much logic within any situation, any thought process, any decision making. And then we have the Page of Wands back again after a short retreat from us. The Page of Wands is starting to show up again to tell us that whatever we want, we can have. We have a completely drab background behind us. We can put anything we want into place. The sky's the limit. The only limitations are the limitations that you allow. This is a time to ponder. This is a time to pray. This is a time to meditate on what you truly want to bring into your life. Okay, we will go to our Nature's Whispers cards. Oh my goodness. The deck has a mind of its own. Okay, what do we have here? Laughter, 47. So it ties right into that 5 energy that we are experiencing. Absolutely. 47 is an 11 energy. So it's about bringing in successes into our life. And how do we do that? We do that by raising our energy. And how do we raise our energy? One of the easiest ways is laughter. Okay, 47. I'll hold that up so that you can meditate on it for the brief seconds I'll be reading. And look for the images within the images here. There's usually something that you become aware of if you sit there and meditate on the card. Laughter breaks up stagnant energy, gets things moving, and helps relax you. Laughter is a powerful antidote to stress, pain, and conflict. Nothing works faster or more dependably to bring your mind and body back into balance than a good laugh. Humor lightens your burdens, inspires hope, connects you to others, and keeps you grounded, focused, and alert. So allowing laughter into our life, creating laughter, smiles, giggles. When we went on a cruise, it was me and a dear friend of mine. We went together, and so the entertainment was only like, we knew it was only going to be like one song, or we didn't know it was going to be one song, but it was just a beautiful, soft, romantic song. And so I asked her to dance, and she looked at me like I had 3 heads, and I said, "Oh, come on, let's have some fun. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to ask, because that ain't going to happen." And so we started, and before we knew it, we looked around, and the entire dining area was up dancing together. So create the moment, create the laughter, create the memories, create the smiles and the giggles. You can do it so easily if you just take a chance, take a risk, and inviting in joy. Okay, our animal for this weekend is the dolphin. Play. I kid you not. Oh, goodness gracious. So, I'm listening to Abe. Look at that. I think Abe's pretty on point here. Okay, swim. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence, exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. So, swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. Going with the flow and just seeing what happens and accepting it and not trying to challenge it, not trying to force your way through anything, but to allow it to unfold naturally and in its own divine timing. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.